Hello everyone and welcome to week number 2 of the JJDL The Worst Takes Division, or the VGC Division. In this week we take on fellow YouTuber GrandMasterDRey and his team of Indeedee, Amoonguss, Hatterene, Suncore with Ninetales and Executor, Mudstale, Primate, Frostlaugh, and Gyarados. So, just going to preface this week is both of us had some technical issues going into this week. My computer was out of commission for 3 to 5 days due to battery issues. So I was using an old 2011 laptop, and then we both had to do a mobile and connection issues. So it took a little bit to get this match going, but the match did take place and was completed without very minor issues. So I want to thank just D-Ray and for being flexible and being a great opponent for this week. So D-Ray, the San Diego Spirits currently are 1-0, and we are currently 1-0. So let's see if we can make it 2-0. First, we're going to show you the team that we brought for week 2. Start off with Flygon. Flygon was very good here with Tailwind, able to set up the Tailwind for the rest of our team. Here it has Fire Blast to hit the Amoonguss and the Executor, actually in the sun. Bug Buzz is just there to hit the Indeedee and the Hatterene. And then Scorching Sands is there for some burns and to hit, of course, Ninetales. Others. With the Terra type of water, it's going to be able to live Gyarados' hits, some Frostlass hits as long as it is not freeze dry, and just general bulkiness. The second thing I brought this week was Primarina. With its speed and Tailwind, it's going to be able to outspeed Indeedee, and it's going to fire out some Hyper Voices, which are, of course, great into his team. Moonblast is there just as another very hard-hitting stab-type move and good against Primate. We have the Misty Terrain to shut down the Indeedee Psychic Terrain. They think it's a cool tech, they wouldn't think, and just protect. Terra Grass is there for Amoonguss and Spores, as well as Executor's Solar Beam. The star of the show this week should be Metagross. Metagross is holding that clear, those safety goggles so it can't be spored. It has Psychic Fangs to hit Amoonguss. It has Heavy Slam, it hits Indeedee, Hatterene, and everything else. Psychic Fangs also hits Ninetales pretty well. We have Hammer Arm. So the unique thing, we are Brave Nature, which is minus Speed Nature. In Tailwind, we outspeed Indeedee before a Hammer Arm drop. But if we do a Hammer Arm drop minus Speed, we are actually slower than his whole entire team, minus like a min-speed Mudstale. So it's a cool little EV spread I did figure out, and I'm hoping that Metagross can carry us through the game. We have Porygon 2 with Violate, standard pretty tanky set. Tri-Attack hit is its normal type of choice. I meant to change off Eerie Impulse. It was supposed to be Shadow Ball, but oops, I forgot that. Coverage is Recover and then Protect. His Eerie Impulse does not work against Psychic Terrain. We have Scyther there with holding the focus stats with the dual Wing Beat Stab to hit the Primate, Executor, and almost anything. Here, we did change it over to Terra Flying before the game started to get it. As well as AV Bug Bite there hits everything. Rain Dance to stop the sun and protect. We have Vikeball here holding the AV with being one of the slowest things. Thunderbolt hits everything. Bug Buzz, Energy Ball to hit Terra Water, and Volt Switch. It's a pretty simple team. I was balancing between this computer before it broke, another computer before it. It's too slow on my phone, so some teams things might be slightly different, might be slightly delayed this week, but overall, let's get into the matchup. So, we see he does bring the Psychic Core with Indeedee, Hatterene, and he brings the Amoonguss. However, no Sun Core, which was the majority of my prep. I didn't really prep really much for Frostlass or Primate, and I did expect Mudstale, but this is going to be an interesting game to see what happens here. So, let's, without further ado, let's get right into game number 1. The leads for the game is going to be Scyther and Metagross from my side going into Frostlass and Primate. First thing I want to do here is probably set up the Tailwind and be able to Heavy Slam this Frostlass down. But I decided to go for Protect here. I want to scout out what they do. As we see the Protect from the Primate here. Will-O-Wisp goes into the Scyther. We know it is faster, so we know that it is max speed Frostlass here. And Heavy Slam is going to go into the Sash. It's a good turn 1 here. All you have to do now is click Tailwind and then go for either a Psychic Fang, into that Primate slot, and we should be good to go. We're going to switch out those Scyther here instead for Vikavolt, either predicting sort of slow shenanigans, not wanting to be Will-O-Wisp either, and figuring we could save Tailwind in the back. Fortunately, this is where things start to go south, as they go for Frostback Terra Steel to activate. That's right. Anger Point, which maximizes attack, which is very, very scary, especially since this thing is very scary. We know it is fast in my Meta because of the minus BDVs, and it's able to knock out the Rage Fist. Do anything. So we are definitely in a bit of trouble here. Breck Scyther in here, and we are going to get Will-O-Wisps here. Hit the Tailwind, and unfortunately Vikavolt says so it is not faster than Primate. And we are just going to feint to the Rage Fist here immediately. Not much we can do from this game here. This game is essentially lost. We just bring in Porygon here, so if we get off, I was go for the Terra Dark, protecting the Rage Fist. Good play by D-Ray as they protect the dual wing beat there. I was expecting, just because of chip damage range, onto the Primate. We usually see the Afterset Shadow I talked about into the Mudsdale. That does absolutely nothing. We do learn its stamina, and this thing has leftovers for game 2. But this game is basically, we're just trying to see if we can get some crits on dual wing beat. Nothing better. Drain Punch is going to take out Porygon here, and to feint to the Rock Slide. So we got Hardy Bunch, got stomped. Again, one fair play to D-Ray. I did not think about Frost Anger Point into Primate. Very well played from them. Some pretty big misplays from my end, but overall, it's not a good game, and we're just going to move on to game number 2. In game number 2 here, we are going to keep the Scyther, but we're going to keep Primarina in as they go for the Frostlass and Primate lead again. They're going to Terra right away as they're going to go for the Frostbath here. The first thing I'm going to do is set up the Rain Dance. In reality, this should have just been Tailwind and go for the Hyper Voice here. It would hit both and almost guarantee chip damage. But unfortunately, me not thinking, a little frustrated here, just lets this thing go down to Rain Dance, and we're in a horrible spot again. Pretty bad from my end. I did not play particularly well, and my opponent just did what they had to do here as we bring in Vikavolt. Will-O-Wisp is going to go in, and we are going to go for the dual wing bit onto the Frostlass. Get rid of its sash here, and Vikavolt is going to go down. So we're already down 2 Pokemon, and one of them burn. This is not a great start here as Mudsdale gets switched in. We protect with Metagross here, so go for the dual wing bank onto what would have been the Frostless slot, but they switch into Mudsdale as they are going to go for the Rage Fist onto the Metagross. We go to Terrifier here to resist Fist Tailwind, and unfortunately we're somehow faster, even with a minus speed Hammer Arm, which does kill. Meaning severely misplayed in the first game, which is completely my fault. We had an out to this thing the whole time that I just did not play well into. And we're able to get the Primate this turn, which is a major relief. In game 1, if we just ended up, if we go back to turn 2 here, instead just going for the Tailwind and Hammer Arms into this Primate predicting Terra Steel, we would have won the game, but unfortunately, it's not things to come out. The Primate is going to die as the Rock Slide is almost going to take care of the Scyther, but we are going to live. But Burn takes us out. So now this is a basically impossible situation to win here. Rage Powder is going to come, so we're going to Psychic Fangs. We are going to take out, so we are going to kill 2 Pokemon there as the Body Press is going to do 26%. Frostlass is going to come back in, and with Frost Breath, get a crit, which is super unfortunate, 14%. It's going to kill. If they don't get a crit there, there is a okay possibility. If they miss the Rock Slide, we would, with 2 Psychic Fangs, or with 2 Psychic Fangs, would be able to win this game, but this game is all but over. Happy Slam does 11%, showing off what else I had here. This Bulldoze ends up killing me, and we suffer a butt-kicking 2-0 loss to D-Ray. I got to give him credit. they played pretty well throughout all the scenarios, and they brought some stuff I did not expect. In hindsight, for me, complete oversight in disregarding the Frostlass and Anger Point combo. With the Panic of the Week, probably should have been able to see that coming on a normal week. However, I can't make excuses for myself. They came with a strategy that worked really well, and I played really poorly. So overall, it's going to be a short review this week. Well played from D-Ray, as there's not really much to say from my side. I just got beat. So I'll leave D-Ray's YouTube in the description so you guys can check him out. But overall, we fall to 1-1. Still have a long season to go. Next week, we do play my faded rival and friend SJ, and I will talk a little bit before about our little fatal rivalry, and hopefully we can finally beat SJ for the first time probably in my whole entire life. But overall, have a good day, and see ya.